Welcome back to Power Platform PhD. I'm Alexander, and this is our second video in our series on themes. So let's jump right to it. Awesome, so we're back on my desktop. Let's do a little bit of recap of what we did in the first video. So we created a screen and put a bunch of controls on there so we can kind of see how these themes play out. So if you click on the three ellipses over here on the side, you can go to the themes and see the out of the box ones. We also created this Valentine's one. And if you want to edit that, you can go ahead and click on the edit or delete. But we want to look at this. You can name it, choose your fonts, mess around with these colors. And again, we've generated a palette, which is 16 different shades of that color, of that hue. You can also do the little preview that they have down here, but what we've done is we've actually created a screen to kind of look at that a little bit easier as we select these out. So let me go ahead and cancel that. We also, in the app uh, part of the application, we created a formula variable called var theme that then with four little variables inside of there, we can go ahead and target the primary, darker 20, lighter 20, and lighter 50. Again, where does that come from? If we click on the themes, we can go ahead and uh, edit this theme. You can see that's where this was. So this was darker 20. This is primary color, lighter 20, etc. And the reason why we chose those four is because internally, when you see these themes, it has picked four shades here. So each of these little icons kind of show you, and those are the ones that it's targeting. So it's targeting primary, lighter 20, darker 20, etc. So that's why we have that there. If we go ahead and run it real quick inside the App Studio, you can see these different colors and themes. Clicking on these, you can see how this kind of handles the different theme. What I'd like to do is now create a new screen that's going to allow us to then toggle between these different ones. So it's kind of like clicking on this internally. You can see how we can select the theme, and it'll go ahead and do that. We'll also do this by setting up a variable. So if we go back to the app screen, we will go ahead and set the theme, and then we'll do an on start and kind of rotate based off of the selection of the profile or theme that we want to target. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is go over to the on start and create a new variable. We'll call this one var my theme, and we're going to set it to the orange theme. And then we'll go over to this theme and put in that variable. So var my theme, it's not showing because we need to run on start to pull the latest. So now we have that orange theme. Okay, now that we have a variable, let's go ahead and add a button. And we're going to name this theme. How about this? Themes 1. And I'm going to move this down here. I'm actually going to copy this because in the next video, we're going to do this differently with components. So I'll call this one Themes 2. And let's go ahead and add a new screen. And I'm going to look for let's do this, the welcome screen. This one's a pretty good one because we can now use some of these built-in containers. But let's get rid of the bottom three though. So 1, 2, and 3. We'll get rid of those. So offline, what I did is I took these media under the themes. I'm sorry. Let's click on this, and you'll see these little boxes. So I took some screen captures to just make a PNG, so that we can use this as a kind of like a click button that you can select your theme. So let's go ahead and add that media. So I'm gonna go here, add media, upload some pictures, and here we'll do the SharePoint one. I'm going to upload the Power Apps one, and I'm going to upload the Valentine's one. All right, so we have these three. So if we add for the first one, I could just add this image. Oops, I don't want to add it there, so I'm going to delete that. Let's go back to the screen, and we'll select the first container, and then add, oops, not themes. We want media, and then we'll add Valentine's. So let me Control C that, put it up here. All right, I like that better. Get rid of this. Actually, let's get rid of Oops, we don't want that one. We'll get rid of this one. We'll call this Valentine's. We're going to take this one and we are going to make this bigger, about 300 by 300. And again, this is blurry. This is why in the next video we'll use components and SVGs. So we'll try to optimize this in the absolute best way. But for now, this will be a little bit blurry because we're taking a screen capture, and then obviously as it expands and gets larger or smaller, you lose some of the resolution. But for this demo purpose, this is just kind of showing you the functionality. So here we have a Valentine's one. Now let's go ahead and you know what? I'm going to go back to the screen. We're going to go back to, let's see, this container. Let's collapse all of these. This is the one that we have that's good. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to take this one, Control C, V. Oops, not there. Let's do it up here, Control V. There we go. Let's make sure we're always careful to select the correct container. This one, we're going to get rid of that. And then back up here. So there we go. Now we have three of them. Now let me take this one, get rid of that. And we're going to add the media. Where is it? Go back here, media, and we'll select Power Apps. Same sort of deal. It wants to be 300 by 300. And now we're going to change this one out. Actually, we can just do it up here. This is easier. I just wanted to show you two different ways how you can do that. You just delete it, or you can just, the easier way would have just been to go ahead and select the image and change which image it is from the media that you have. So, all right, so we're good. Down here, we're going to go ahead and make this Power Apps. Power Apps. And this one we're going to make SharePoint. All right, now that we have that, we just have one last thing to do. So what we're going to go ahead and on the on select for these images, and we could do it for these label buttons or whatever. I think these are buttons. Let me see. That is an actual button. So we could do it on that too, but just to not belabor the point, we're just going to go ahead and just do the on select for the image. So what we're going to do is every time we click on that, we're going to change the variable that we set before, which was var my theme, and we're going to set this one to Valentine's. I probably should have done like Microsoft did, Valentine's theme as the name, but that's fine. We'll just say Valentine's. All right, so that's that one. And then for this one, actually let's copy so we can do less typing. Let's make this one on select, and we're going to make this one Power App theme. So Power Apps theme. Let me save this one, Control C. We're going to go to SharePoint, and we're going to do the same thing. Go to on select, and now we're going to do this and make this a SharePoint theme. SharePoint theme. Whoops, I don't know why I didn't select it, but we'll just type it out then. SharePoint theme. And let's run this and test this. So if I select this, Valentine's, select this, it's Power Apps. This one, it does change. Here's what we'll do is we're going to turn these bottom buttons into like back buttons so we can go back to the original page. So let's do this. And we're just going to do on select, type in back, Control C, and do this, this, this. I thought I changed this one to Power Apps. We'll change this one to Power Apps. All right. So Valentine's. Okay, we look good. So let's start from this, run on start. We'll go to the original screen and run it. So now we'll go to themes one. Oh, did I not set that button? So let's go to themes one. Make sure on select you go to navigate, and we want to go to screen 4. We'll just leave it like that. I'm not going to do a transition. Let's run it. Click on that, and Now we have Valentine's. If we go back, we see it's all nice and Valentine-y. Click on Themes 1 again, we select Power Apps. Oops, I clicked the back button. Select Power Apps, and now back, we get the blue. We go here and select SharePoint, go back, and you can see that SharePoint has been selected. Well, this concludes the second video in our series on themes. Stay tuned for the next one where we're going to go ahead and create a custom component and use SharePoint Online as the back end.